ABC Sports presents college basketball. As today from Ann Arbor, it's a crucial Big Ten battle between conference leaders Michigan and Purdue. Through the years, Purdue has won more Big Ten basketball championships than any other school. Rick Mount is part of that rich tradition as he led the Big Ten in scoring 3 straight years. In 1969, he was the conference's most valuable player. Now, Purdue is faced by All-Big Ten guard Troy Lewis, an outstanding perimeter shooter. Troy has hit at least one three-point shot in 36 straight games. Michigan, led by Cazzie Russell, won 3 straight Big Ten titles in the middle 60s. Cazzie, a 3-time consensus All-American, led the Wolverines to the Final Four 2 times. The Michigan tradition is being carried on by Glenn Rice, who leads the conference in scoring and rebounding. The 6'7" junior hit a league-high 40 points earlier this season. His teammate Gary Grant is attempting to become the first consensus All-American at Michigan since Ricky Green accomplished the feat 11 years ago. Last year, Grant and company kept Purdue from capturing the Big Ten title outright, handing the Boilermakers a shocking 36-point loss. Gene Cady said the loss ruined his summer. And if his team wants to avenge the loss, they've got to solve Grant. It's Michigan and Purdue. Today, before a sellout crowd in Chrysler Arena, it's a battle for first place in the Big Ten as 6th-ranked Purdue squares off against 11th-rated Michigan. Today, we reach the midway point in conference play, and Purdue and Michigan are on top at 7-1. Next is Iowa, 2 losses back, with the rest of the pack suffering at least 4 losses. Hi, everybody. I'm Gary Bender. We should have a real war today. At stake, the lead in the Big Ten at the halfway point. Michigan is tough here. They've won 12 in a row, including that 36-point blowout as they defeated Purdue last year. That was a very devastating loss for the Boilermakers because it ended up giving Indiana the top seed in the Big Ten, and they parlayed that into a national championship. Working with me is Dick Vitale. And Dick, Purdue hasn't forgotten about that pasting of a year ago.
Gene Cady was reminding his players, Gary, yesterday at the workout about that blowout. It was humiliation time. Gene Cady does a tremendous job in discipline. He's a man with a great deal of intensity. On the other side, you look at Bill Frieda. It's run, baby, run. He has tremendous athletes. They can utilize the full court. Gene Cady must make it a half-court game. We have 2 coaches. You talk about 2 intense guys. These 2 guys make Mike Ditka sound like Marcel Marceau. Unbelievable characters.
Both of these coaches came into the Big Ten 8 years ago, and both have captured Big Ten championships. Let's get their views on the game. First, Gene Cady of Purdue.
If we let their fans get going because we let them get a couple dunks or they really get off a string of points, then I think it could be a long afternoon for us. By the same token, if we can keep it a half-court game and keep it quiet in here, which is going to be very difficult, then we got a chance to beat them.
Well, this is a very, very important game. I think the winner of this game could be in the driver's seat for the Big Ten title. Certainly, it would be costly if you would lose at home, so it makes it very, very crucial to us.
Dick, this is Bill's backcourt against backcourt. Troy Lewis against Gary Grant.
Well, Gary Grant, certainly one of the outstanding 2-way players. Does a great job defensively as well as offensively. I told Mr. Lewis yesterday, I said, Gary said he's going to lock you up. He came back and you were there, and he said, but Dick, I have the key. And watch out for this matchup. Glenn Rice, one of the most unheralded players in America, leading the Big Ten in scoring and rebounding, going against a tough Todd Mitchell. What makes this so great, Gary, is that we're going to have in this game 2 teams battling for a pure league championship in a way, because this league does not have a postseason tournament.
So pull up a chair. We should have an outstanding game here from Chrysler Arena in Ann Arbor. We'll be back to start this game when we return in just a moment. This ABC Sports exclusive is being brought to you by Mitsubishi Motors, who invites you to come see the full line of cars and trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice. By Schick, maker of Schick Plus Disposable and Super 2 Plus Blades for the easy touch. By State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by U.S. Armed Forces, it's a great place to start.
We're not a company. But we'll give you a chance to work where there's always a challenge.
We'll give you opportunities to learn, to develop.
To perfect skills that you thought were beyond your reach.
We'll help you build a career that can reward you for the rest of your life.
We're not a company.
We're your country.
We're the Army.
The Navy.
The Air Force.
The Marines.
We're the Armed Forces.
It's a great place to start.
Mitsubishi knows you want a truck to be tough. But we also know you want more for your money. Mitsubishi Mighty Max trucks give you more, up to 2.6 liters of power, a 5-speed stick, more standard features for less than Toyota, Nissan, or Mazda, even the lowest priced macro cab. The new Mitsubishi Mighty Max trucks. Mitsubishi, suddenly the obvious choice.
U.S. ski team member Felix McGrath talks about Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine.
It's such a relief to be able to go out on the hill and to not have to worry about a runny nose, being congested, having aches and pains.
Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine really works.
Every day I miss training is taking away a level of performance. As an athlete, you're always on the edge of getting sick.
Alka-Seltzer Plus, fast, effective relief for tough winter colds.
It's been excellent for me.
Try new Alka-Seltzer Plus nighttime cold medicine to relieve your cold at night.
It's every cowboy's worst nightmare. And when the worst is over, you head for the beer that goes down smooth as a mountain stream. Bush.
Does anybody want to start the campfire?
Head for the mountains of Bush beer.
Over 13,000 packed in Chrysler Arena on the campus of the University of Michigan. 11th-ranked Wolverines playing host to the 6th-ranked team in the country, the Purdue Boilermakers. Purdue, a veteran ball club. They have 3 tri-captains who have played so well for Gene Cady through the years. Troy Lewis, Everett Stevens in the backcourt, and Todd Mitchell at one of the forward spots. We'll check more on that starting lineup, and now let's go to another one of our broadcasting colleagues. Here's Cheryl Miller.
Now, Gary, I thought US3 had a great tradition and a great fight song, but this doesn't compare to Michigan's fight song. You're not going to be able to hear things. This crowd is loud. This band is even louder. We're expecting a great ball game.
Cheryl, thank
Back
you.
to you, Gary.
We should indicate that Dick Vitale directed that band before the start of the game today. You were outstanding, Mr. Vitale.
Gary, I love Hail to the Victors. I also love the fight song down here with the Fighting Irish. And Cheryl better be careful because they have a great one down here in Trojan country as well.
We're going to have the introduction of the starting lineup. So while we're doing that, Dick, what are the keys for this game?
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to the University of Michigan.
We'll get to that in just a moment as you look at Gene Cady.
For today's game between Purdue and Michigan. Now here are the starting lineups for the Boilermakers at forward. 6'8" junior from Decatur, Indiana, number 30, Kip Jones. Michigan forward, 6'7" junior from Flint, Michigan, number 41, Glenn Wright. At forward for Purdue, a 6'7" senior from Toledo, Ohio, number 33, Todd Mitchell. Michigan forward, 6'10", sophomore from Romulus, number 52, Terry Mills. At center for Purdue, a 6'9" junior from Chicago, number 35, Melvin McCants. Michigan center, 6'9" junior from Grand Rapids, number 35, Lloyd Vaught. The Boilermaker guards, a 6'2" senior from Evanston, Illinois, number 21, Everette Stevens. Michigan's guard, 6'2", sophomore from Cambridge, Mass, number 21, Rumil Robinson. And a guard for Purdue, 6'4" senior from Anderson, Indiana, number 21, Roy Lewis. Michigan's guard, senior from Canton, Ohio, number 25, Gary Grant. The Boilermakers are coached by Gene Cady. Michigan's coach is Bill Frieder.
Okay, Dick, now we have an opportunity. Let's talk about what you think is key to this game today.
Well, number one, for Purdue, Gary, I really believe they have to make it a half-court game and utilize 5 and 6 passes offensively so they can break down Michigan defensively. On a second factor, Purdue has got to make certain that they don't go up and down this court, because if it's run, baby, run, with the athletes Bill Frieder possesses, it could be a big win for Michigan in big numbers like they did against Iowa.
Well, they split last year, and interestingly enough, in the win for Purdue, Troy Lewis had 39 points. He came here and scored only 7.
He only scored 7, and Gary Grant guarded him on that day when he had 39. Grant's the first to tell you immediately. He says, hey, Dick and Gary, I did not guard Troy Lewis. Lewis is an outstanding player without the basketball. He utilizes screens so well. On the other side, Gary Grant is a player that can push the ball up the floor with the dribble and create offense off his dribble move.
There now graphically is the starting lineup. We mentioned the veterans of Mitchell, Stevens, and Lewis. Rice, the junior, is the leading scorer right now in the Big Ten. And Gary Grant, many people feel he's the best guard in the country.
Well, he's an outstanding two-way player. I'm not convinced that Mr. Grant is the most valuable player on a Michigan team. I have a feeling it's a guy by the name of Rice. When you lead a team in rebounding and in scoring and lead the Big Ten in those numbers, as we look at Gary Grant's numbers, you are really valuable, especially to a team that wants to run with the ball.
You can see Grant in illustrious company there with McGee and Cassie Russell. Bob Showalter will put the ball up at center circle, and they're in a frenzy as we start this one. Out it comes to Troy Lewis, to Everette Stevens, the senior out of Evanston, Illinois. He was picked up by Ramil Robinson. Troy Lewis with Grant on him.
Man-to-man defense.
Inside, post up inside. Nice play by Troy Lewis.
Lewis really cuts off those screens. He knows how to read the screens. Steve Walford was outstanding running off screens last year for Indiana.
Here's Rice. Follow-away jump shot won't go. Keeping it alive is Mills. He'll follow. It doesn't go. And ripping it down is Kip Jones, number 30.
He's a complimentary player, Jones.
Takes it off to Lewis. Back out now comes to Stevens. Inside. Turnaround by Melvin McCants. Rebound fought for. Jones keeps it alive for the Boilermakers. Gets it out to Lewis. Driving inside. But he traveled with it.
Purdue doing a very good job on the glass. Jones is a very active player. He's not much of an offensive player on the inside, but he's very effective in attacking the boards and keeping the ball alive.
So Gary Grant will bring it up. Grant, the last game, had 4 3-pointers in that win over Iowa here earlier this week. They scored 120 points.
He's going against an outstanding defender in Everette Stevens, one of the best in the Big Ten defensively.
Grant from outside, 3-point attempt. Mills, a big 6'10 sophomore, keeps it out of there, brings it out. Is he a warrior? Look at this follow. It's in.
People have not seen the real Terry Mills yet. He's playing like a 3rd and 4th option, and believe me, this kid has star all over his body.
We're even to 2, 3-pointer, Everette Stevens. He's leading the Big Ten in 3-point percentage.
When they were down 21 against Indiana in one run, when they came back to take the lead, he had 3 3-point shots in a row, but then Indiana hung tough and got the W.
18-19 to go. Just underway. Over 13,000 here as Michigan trying to make it 13 in a row at home. Gary Grant, nice move inside. Follows. He got it.
No one blocks him out. Gary gets the easy offensive rebound.
Stevens on the move. Ramil Robinson out of Cambridge, Massachusetts following him. Jones into McCants. The junior out of Chicago can't get it. Kip Jones rejected by Mills.
Mills is really playing with emotion and intensity.
Pulling up Grant. He lost the ball and traveled with it at the same time.
I watched Michigan get carved to pieces by Arizona early this year, and Arizona's Lute Olson had a great game plan. He made the game a half-court game, and he also passed the ball 5 and 6 times to break down Michigan defensively.
Now Purdue will like to control this tempo a little bit. They'd like to get into their half-court game. They cannot get in a running game with Michigan.
Let's see how many passes, Gary. That's 1, 2, 3, swinging it, reversing it, 4.
Beautiful.
Excellent execution. The one flaw that Michigan possesses is defense. And we even heard about that from a football guy by the name of Glenn Bo Schembechler.
He had quite a time with him, setting fireside with him. 7-4, Purdue with the lead. Here's Mills. He almost palmed the ball, got it into Grant.
What a great passer Mills is. He's got great size, tremendous vision. In fact, I believe that Danny Ferry and Mills are the two best big men passing the ball in the country.
Stevens changes his mind, gets it off to Lewis, into McCants, posting up. Off it comes Mitchell. Nice lean in by Todd Mitchell, who just shoots sensationally well. He's always over 55% from the field.
He's out of Toledo, Ohio. He's another kid, an outstanding baseline player. Good movement without the ball by Purdue.
The Boilermakers, and that'll be off of Mills. It'll be the Boilermakers ball. Gene Katie's team will inbounds with the 16:48 mark.
Gene Katie has experience galore with discipline, and they've posted some outstanding numbers over the last 2 years. I believe they ranked 4th in the NCAA over the last 2 years with Temple #1.
UNLV also in that, along with North Carolina.
I think UNLV is #1. They've only lost 4 games in the last 2 years.
Into McCants. He's roughed up inside. It's off of McCants. It'll be Michigan's ball. This is physical play. You expect this in the Big Ten. And both of these teams, they can get as physical as anybody in the country.
Well, the only thing they want from the officials is to be consistent. They don't want a situation where you call a touch foul one time and another time let them beat themselves up inside.
Boy, they're pushing Rice out. They're extending the defense against him. Grant, inside it comes to Rice, and he's fouled from behind.
Glenn Rice has posted some big numbers here. He had 35 the other day against Iowa. Can you believe they had Iowa down at one time by 35 at the half?
They've been over 100 points 6 times this year, including that game against Iowa. The foul is on Todd Mitchell, his first. First team foul against the Boilermakers. O'Neal Robinson has been playing very, very well as of late. Brings it out to Gary Grant.
Watch Stevens defensively. He has long arms. He leads the team from the guard spot and blocks shots and in steals.
Done that the last 2 years as well. There is Mills, doesn't get it, and instead Troy Lewis comes out of there. Off to Stevens. Looked like he had Kip Jones, but he's going to take the shot anyway.
Stevens said, I'm going to get the deuce, Kip. Don't get excited. I'm going to kiss it off the backboard just like John Wooden used to teach at UCLA.
There's a foul on Everett Stevens. Too close that time on Gary Grant. This is a good start for Purdue. I'm sure they were aware of how Iowa just got jumped on so early in that game earlier this week.
Gene Katie said that was his one major concern. He didn't want to fall behind like he did when he went over to Indiana and also here last year, because both clubs are very tough to catch and beat if you fall behind.
So Bill Frieder's team trails at the 15:47 mark. Bill Frieder's club last year beating these Boilermakers by 36 here in Chrysler Arena.
Chic Super 2 Plus blades with a comfort strip for the easy touch.
Scott once had a heart attack. Today, he had a son. Studies show aspirin helps reduce the risk of heart attacks. Ask your doctor about a regimen of exercise, the right foods, and Bayer, the wonder drug that works wonders.
Do you know who the best player in the game is? Me, Mars Blackman. And I'm way above the rim, demonstrating some serious hang time. Very serious. Do you know how I get up for my game? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? That's right. Air Jordan, Air Jordan, Air Jordan. Mike, what's up? Oh, money. Why you want to do that to me? Why you leave me hanging? Come on. I got it. Oh, Mike, man. That's cold, man.
Your life is changing, and State Farm is there.
I'm State Farm agent Jim McConnell. Terry Saylor's life insurance started out pretty simple. Then there were 3 children, 2 new mortgages, a big job promotion for Terry, and for Mrs. Saylor, a life plan of her own. 7 updates in just 6 years. State Farm agents are there to start you out with life insurance that works for you.
And like a good neighbor,
And we're there to keep it working for you.
State Farm is there.
Before the Winter Olympics begin, there's time to spare for the $150,000 Miami Classic. It's a special early edition of ABC's Professional Bowlers Tour, Saturday.
Gary, we're going to take a look at Kip Jones moving without the ball. Watch how he's now going to come off a back screen, and he's going to be free for the layup. We're going to watch him coming off a back screen. We take a look right now. He reverses the ball. He swings the ball out to Mitchell. Now he's coming off the back screen. There's the back screen right here. Right in this area here, he's getting a back screen, and Michigan does not step out. They do not step out to play the back screen, and area is wide open. Thank you. Great camera work for our people. Tremendous execution by Purdue.
Bill Frieder said he didn't want Jones or Scheffler, who will come off the bench later, to get big games against him. And right now, Jones playing with a lot of confidence.
Well, the real thing I think that's important early, they've shut down Glenn Rice early in the game, who's leading the Big Ten in scoring and rebounding.
Boy, they're picking up Glenn Rice the minute he comes across the timeline. There's a ball broken up. Kip Jones comes out of there with it. Out of Decatur, Indiana, and he is fouled.
Not the guy you want with the basketball in the middle of the floor. They fouled Jones. They're not in a bonus yet. He's a very, very poor free throw shooter, Gary, shooting less than 45% on a lot.
Robinson with the foul. That's the first foul against Michigan. Purdue has committed 2 thus far. 15:38 to go in this first half, as inbounding will be Troy Lewis out of Anderson, Indiana, the all Big Ten guard of a year ago. Mitchell hanging in the air, and he's fouled. It'll be Glenn Rice. That's what Mitchell does so well. He's so strong. Gene Katie says he's the best two-footed jumper he's ever had.
Well, the thing that's made him so effective this year, they've moved him from the power forward spot. Look at him posted inside. Poor job defensively by Glenn Rice to allow him to get the ball. He doesn't beat him to the ball, and once he gets the ball sitting in a post, he becomes the king.
6-7 out of Toledo, and he's able to make it now a 12-6 lead in favor of Purdue.
Last year he played the power forward slot, and he had to rely on a lot more quickness. This year he can overpower most number 3 men at the small forward position.
Averaging almost 17 points a game. 13-6, and Purdue is off the mark very effectively. In the ball game now for the first time is Steve Scheffler, number 55 for the Boilermakers. There's Rice, got an uncontested shot, and he got it.
Well, it opened up the court by going to that full court press. They went to a little trap. Glenn Rice got into the open lane and hit the jump shot.
Rice coming off of a 35-point game against Iowa. Had 40 earlier this year. There's Troy Lewis, and Lewis, outstanding perimeter shooter, makes it 15-8.
They're doing a good job running Gary Grant into all kinds of screens. For him to be effective today defensively, he's going to need help from his teammates.
They take him out of his offense a little bit. Here's Rice from outside. That's a two-pointer.
Just a matter of time. You can talk about Chivas and Fennis Dembo. I'll take Glenn Rice and Mitch Richmond from down at Kansas State, and also Sean Elliott at Arizona.
There's Scheffler. He's left-handed. Kicks it out to Lewis. Back into Scheffler. Intended for Scheffler, and Rice with a good defensive move.
What a pro prospect Glenn Rice is. They're going to love him in the NBA after next season.
Ramil Robinson, he can duck in very well. He's got it. That's where he's improved. He slices inside. He finds the gaps.
He's physically very strong. He was very heralded out of high school. In fact, he and Rex Chapman were rated as the best 2 guards coming out of the Scholastic ranks.
15-12. Michigan climbing back into this one now. Stevens out to Troy. Three-pointer air ball. Kip Jones had a hand on it. It'll be Michigan's ball.
They're getting Troy Lewis free, Gary. They're not doing a good job, Michigan, of defending him when he's coming off screens. They're going to have to communicate a lot more. It's very important when you play a player that moves so well without the basketball that you communicate that he's coming off the screen.
Gene Katie says that Lewis is the best without the basketball he's ever coached.
I thought the best I've seen in many a year was the kid down in Bloomington, Indiana, Steve Alford. I just thought he was a tremendous collegian.
15-12, Purdue. Grant with Stevens on him. Kicks it out. Loy Vaught intended for Rice. Deflected up, taken over by Purdue. Here comes Lewis on the break. Out it comes now to Tony Jones, number 25, who's checked in. To Stevens. And Stevens is fouled by Gary Grant. Grant pleading his cause to Bob Showalter, but Ed Hightower says, no, sir, you got a piece of it.
Gary Grant is one of the cockiest kids in all of basketball. I call him a member of my old Muhammad Ali team. But he usually backs up his cockiness, even though he didn't want to see me here. The last 2 years, they have been 2-7 with me sitting at courtside.
They didn't want you in town again, I don't think.
I know, that's what Janice Frieder said.
That's the first foul on Grant. 13th foul against Michigan, and here they come with the ball. Ramil Robinson, too hot to handle. Rice couldn't come up with it.
He should have used the bounce pass, elementary pass, pull up at the foul line, drive the bounce pass to the cutter.
I tell you, though, Robinson is playing with so much confidence. He had 11 assists, which is the second best in the Big Ten this year. He's distributed the ball very well.
He and Mills are getting better and better with the experience. Remember, they did not practice last year.
Jones in trouble, tries to get rid of it. Hughes will come up with it. Mark Hughes, the junior, in for Vaught. Broken up by Tony Jones. A little sloppy right now. Rejection by Scheffler.
Scored a basket.
They're going to give him the basket.
Scored a basket. Interference. Glenn Rice with excellent awareness picks up the loose ball, converts it. They throw it a long pass. It's deflected. The ball goes to the deck. Watch number 41. He attacks the ball. He says, give it to me. Takes it up. Scheffler now interferes. Catches it, definitely coming down.
This tempo definitely not in Purdue's favor right now. They start throwing the ball up and down the floor.
That's an excellent point, Gary. Right now, the tempo would favor Michigan, who likes to utilize the full court.
Mitchell will come back into the ball game. Lewis will leave. Both coaches, and I think, Dick, they're doing this because you tire so quickly early with that hyperventilation. They're getting a lot of people in early in this game, resting it up, giving them a blow.
Well, one thing with Michigan, they lost a little bit of their depth, and they lost Sean Higgins, a very versatile player who can play both the back court and the front court.
Here's Everett Stevens. Many people feel he's the best pro prospect on this Purdue team. And it comes to McCants. McCants, spin move. He's fouled. Foul will go on Mark Hughes.
There's a look at Bill Frieda. Look at him with the towel. He's like a welterweight champ. He's a mini version of John Thompson, who wears the towel at Georgetown.
Well, he's a hard worker. No one will outwork him. He gets about 3.5 to 4 hours of sleep a night.
He's got a great record since he's been here. Over the last 8 years, he's won 2 Big Ten championships, and he'll be the first to let you know. He said, Dick, they were outright. I didn't share them like my counterpart on the other end, who won 2 co-championships.
Mitchell now breaks that streak of 6 unanswered points. Michigan had climbed within 1, and now they're down by 2. Make that McCants, and McCants with the second free throw coming up.
McCants almost came to Michigan. He was recruited very heavily coming out of Mount Carmel High School in Chicago. But he said no to Bill Frieda, and he went over to Purdue, where Gene Cady said he's getting better and better and better.
And Cady said he has the best attitude of anybody on the team. 17-14, Purdue.
You better have a good attitude playing for Gene Cady. He'll get all over your case.
On the move, Ramil Robinson. Scheffler got a piece of it. It'll go out of bounds and be Michigan's ball. As now coming in will be Mike Griffin, number 20, a 6'7 junior out of Rosemont, Illinois. Robinson will come out as they continue now to give each player they possibly can in the early going a blow on the bench.
Ramil Robinson has a tendency to overdrive. As we look at Gene Cady, had 102 temperature yesterday at practice.
Yeah, he almost lost his voice, and he told us it's going to be so noisy that he didn't want to have to use that voice. He had hand signals ready to go today.
Bill Frieda doesn't feel like it's noisy here at all. And I'll tell you, last year I labeled this place Pavarotti in concert. But they have now what they call the Frieda meter, where he rates the crowd in the newspaper and gave him only a 6 against Iowa.
Well, they beat him too badly. There's Rice missing. Scheffler forcing the boards inside. He is considered by Cady the strongest player in the Big Ten.
He's a space eater. He's got the big, wide body.
Well, he was quite a football player in high school. There's Mitchell missing. Rebound by Loy Vaught. Out it comes to Grant. Beautiful pass, but then broken up by Mitchell. Got a hand on it.
They're trying to force the action a little bit too much with a spectacular pass rather than a fundamental pass.
Boy, Grant is always looking for the advantage. When they break out of there, you have got to be ready. Get back quickly defensively.
Well, the NBA scouts are very high on Gary Grant. In fact, I feel Grant and Hersey Hawkins have a chance to go in the lottery.
So they have both Vaught and Hughes in there now as Grant pumps one up but hits it from outside, a 2-pointer.
That was one of the negatives of Gary Grant's game when he was a freshman and a sophomore, but he's worked diligently in improving his perimeter game.
He has 6 points in the ball game. Turnaround McCants, that's his spot. That's where he was fouled earlier. This time he gets the roll.
He loves to catch the ball in deep and spin to the baseline.
Grant at the other end, and now Gary Grant starting to find the mark.
That's why they're going to like him in the NBA with the 24-second clock up and down the court. He's a full-court player.
Number 2 in scoring in the Big Ten, only behind teammate Glenn Rice. Griffin, nice save by Mike Griffin. Up it comes to Rice, to Grant. 2 men back for Purdue. Up it comes, and the slam by Vaught.
Think about a timeout, Mr. Cady. This place is starting to rock and roll up in Ann Arbor.
What a comeback by this Michigan team. They lead at the 11:35 mark by 1.
Watch the screening away from the ball by Purdue. They pass and they go away.
Tony Jones brings it out to Mitchell. Mitchell, 3-pointer. Won't go. Good rebounding by this Michigan team, in particular Loy Vaught.
He took the starting job away from Mark Hughes. He might be their best all-around athlete.
Look at Grant. Forces the shot. Good defense with the follow then.
Beating him to the offensive boards. Right now, tempo, momentum, you name it, is on the side of the Wolverines.
Vaught with 2 big baskets now. 22-19 in favor of the Wolverines. Steal by Vaught. Vaught's doing it all right now. He is the junior out of Grand Rapids.
Not bad when he's your fifth option.
Here's Rice, three-pointer. Rebound by Scheffler. Purdue needs to slow things down. They need to get their poise back. And there's Katie indicating that. Slow it down. Get under control.
He's really like a madman on the sideline.
He was quite a football player, and you can see why when you see the intensity in that guy's face.
He coaches with the mentality of a football coach. A la Schembechler and the late Woody Hayes, the late Vince Lombardi. Very intense.
22-19. The Wolverines. Jones off to Stevens. He'll kick it out to Mitchell. Pass inside. Michigan playing some defense. And we're going to have a traveling call against Michigan. It'll be Purdue's basketball as Mills will come back in for Michigan.
Michigan doing a better job defensively in their half-court game. And the offensive efficiency right now for Purdue is really on the negative side.
So Bill Frieder's team behind early in this game. Now enjoying a three-point lead with 10-19 in the first half.
Hold it. Ho, ho, ho. So you're going to finally meet Cindy, huh? Tonight. Good. So first impressions are very important. I think.
The head of promotions here in Michigan. Now, Don, are you the man responsible for this wild bunch of gentlemen behind us?
Cheryl, it all started with Coach Frieder and I last Saturday talking about how to get our crowd more involved in the game, and we came up with the Frieder Meter Feeders. That's these kids right here.
Well, what exactly do you guys do?
We're to get the crowd into the game.
And who's going to win the ball games this afternoon?
I tell you, Dick, you'd fit in very well over there.
Hey, Gary, at the buffet today, I told you this beautiful woman came up to me. She said, I graduated in a class of 1942. And I'm going to tell you right now, Mr. Vitale, you tell Mr. Frieder, I am not standing up going bananas at a basketball game. He rates the crowd after each game in a local paper, and he rated them only a 6 after they blew away Iowa here.
Well, twice in the early going, Purdue had a 7-point lead, 13-6 and 15-8. Michigan trailed 19-16, and then they ran off 6 straight. And now with a 22-19 advantage with 10:15 to go in the first half.
Troy Lewis only has 4 points. Gary Grant has 8. Early, Lewis got free twice for open jump shots.
Griffin, very smooth, very smart player, batted that one out of bounds. He's 100% physically ready to go now. They thought he had mononucleosis for a while. He was tested for it, but strong, and this one game this year had 8 assists and batted that one out of bounds, playing the other end of the floor.
Well, he's the kind of kid that will take the charge, do all the little things we talk about, the intangibles. Mike Griffin.
Here's Tony Jones, maybe the best athlete on this Purdue team, an outstanding high school track and football player.
Ran the 400-meter on a relay team, and they won the state championship.
Away from the ball, we've got a pushing foul against Purdue.
Michigan is playing the best team defense I have witnessed in the number of times I have seen them play. And there's a look at Gene Cady. Am I impressed with Mr. Cady? You talk about all the great coaches in the country. I really feel that Gene Cady, Mike Krzyzewski, Gary Williams, only a matter of time before they get up there with the Knights and all the Thompsons and the Dean Smiths.
Well, he's had 2 cold Big Ten titles since being at Purdue in his 8 years. 22-19, Grant on the move. That foul a moment ago was on Mitchell, his second, a foul away from the ball.
No one rotated over to give any help. I thought Gary Grant walked right there.
10 points for Grant. Wide open is Mitchell. He doesn't take the shot. Kicks it out instead to Jones. Griffin at 6'7", guarding Jones is 6'3". Baseline, Lewis comes out. They're having to work hard, Dick, to get anything. And there's a reach in, and we're going to have a foul. But you said it very well. This is the best, probably defensively, Michigan has played for the first 10 minutes of a ball game.
They're really doing a tremendous job helping out with each other and communicating, which is so vital to a team defensively. If I were Purdue right now, I would attack Glenn Rice. I would really make him have to play on a defensive end by going inside to Todd Mitchell on a baseline.
Here comes Stevens back into the ball game. Scheffler will leave. That foul going against Hughes is his first. That's now 5 team fouls against Michigan.
Purdue and Michigan have not done well in postseason tournament, and that's why both coaches have received some heat. But in fairness to Purdue, they've had to play at LSU, at Memphis State, timeout.
They were trying to get the 5-second count. Now Ed Hightower is indicating they did not get it in time.
Well, remember in college basketball, the ball must touch a player on the floor prior to the count of 5, as opposed to the NBA, just letting it out of your hand.
So they did not get in before the 5-second count. The ball turned over to Michigan. Boy, Cady is hot right now. Terry Mills, jumping one-hander. Hughes with a follow. spot, and Hughes, one of the big stories in the early going for Michigan.
It's really a luxury when you can have two bodies like that in your fifth option.
Mitchell forced his shot. McCants will horse it. It'll go, and he's fouled. The basket will count.
You take a look at Melvin McCants working the offensive boards. One of the reasons he doesn't have better numbers as a rebounder, Gary, is because he's really not quick to the ball. But right here, he shows good inside position. There he is, number 35. No one blocks him out. He's quick to the ball here, and then he has the presence with a good little head fake, and the power move kisses it on the glass. Now watch them working here. Here's Michigan now working on the boards. There's Mr. Hughes with a good offensive rebound.
Well, Hughes and Bond have followed very well. That foul was against Mills, his first. McCants completes the three-point play. It's 26-22, Michigan.
He almost went to Hawaii. He had them on his list as a visit, but he had no really intention because he was going to Purdue all the way.
He looks like a Boilermaker, not one of those rainbows. On the baseline is Griffin. Skip pass now. Far side Grant. He'll try a three-pointer, and he got it.
He's having a big day today. He's having an All-American day, Gary.
He started slowly, but all of a sudden now, that big run, that six-point unanswered run, Michigan has taken the lead. McCants, air ball. Rebound ripped down, and you talk about a tough physical team. This Michigan team is swarming both ends of the floor. Here is Mills, baseline, and he gets away from Robinson. It'll be Purdue's ball.
He almost made a tremendous pass right there. He has great instincts, number 52. He has a tendency to be a little bit of a finesse player as opposed to a power player because he's so offensively skilled.
Well, Mills, along with J.R. Reed, were considered the number 1 and 2 high school players coming out their senior year. And of course, last year, Mills was a prop 48. Baseline, McCants. And now that's yeoman work inside by Melvin McCants.
They're really doing a great job getting him the ball down out of boxes. They're getting great execution out of their half-court game in the last 2 possessions.
29-24, Michigan inside 8 minutes to go in the first half. And there's a ball getting away, tipped out of bounds by Jones. It'll be Michigan's ball. No, they're going to give it back to Purdue.
I'm having a tough time hearing you, Gary, and I know you're having a tough time hearing me.
Well, this place is sold out. And as Bill Frieder said, he wanted them standing the whole game. They're not standing, but they're certainly into this one. His team leading at 29-24.
Whether it's a simple office phone or a large, custom-tailored telecommunications system, whether it's voice only or voice and data, digital switching, transmission equipment, tie lines, watts lines, multiple long-distance hookups, there's one company that can do it all. No, GTE.
Are you sure you've made the right decision?
Yeah, Mom. Don't you think you're going too fast? It's supposed to go slow. It's a beautiful home, Kate. But can you afford it?
Bob's got it under control.
Bob?
Coldwell Banker.
And the money?
Coldwell Banker got us the financing, too. Just trying to be helpful. And give me that rock.
Coldwell Banker. Expect the best.
When that pork chop suey hits you like a freight train and you're churning out of control, signal the bubbles of extra strength Alka-Seltzer, because speed is what you need to get your...
to their alumni office.
Cheryl Miller will visit with Bo at halftime. 29-24, Michigan. Troy Lewis, they're just not hitting that shot at the top of the circle, and Mills rips it down.
That's perfect execution, though, to get him free for that jump shot. Troy Lewis, he'll knock that down 9 out of 10 times.
Well, Gene Caney has been concerned all year long about his team being slow starting. They lost the game at Indiana when they got a little slow start. Started well today, and then all of a sudden, Michigan came roaring back in this one.
What an excellent job defensively by Tony Jones. Tony Jones, playing Glenn Rice, doesn't have his size, but he's a very quick player and is trying to deny him the ball.
Jones is a sophomore. He'll replace Everett Stevens at that spot next year. Kicks it out to Jones. Good ball movement by Purdue, but Michigan playing tough defense, and there it is, another steal.
Mills with a good job defensively, beating Mitchell to the basketball. Ball you man theory, denying him the ball.
Mills has been more of a factor defensively than offensively. This may be his best defensive game.
And he's really been a problem defensively.
Speaking of offense, how about that, Mr. Vitale?
Well, getting the ball inside, no one rotates over. Most freshmen have a problem playing on the defensive end, especially when the man doesn't have the ball. and that's been one of the problems for Terry Mills, who's really a freshman.
At stake, the lead at the halfway point in the Big Ten. McCann, that's goaltending. Mills a little too aggressive there, but Frieder can't be too upset. This kid's just playing awfully hard right now.
He really is playing very physical basketball. He's playing with a lot of emotion and intensity. Here he rotates over. Not certainly a good play. Automatic. He was a great high school player at Romulus High School. His uncle is John Long, who plays for the Indiana Pacers.
Romulus about 20 miles east of the Ann Arbor area, so he didn't have to come far to come to Michigan. Into Bont. They had traveled, and then he catched it off to Robinson. Katie wanted that. Three-point attempt, no good. Grant over the back. Gary Grant committing the foul. That will be his second personal foul.
When you look at his numbers at Purdue over the last 8 years, a lot of people will always say that he's number 3 in his state with the General Bobby Knight and the All-GQ, Mr. Digger Phelps. But I'll tell you, if you match numbers, he's right there with the big boys. He's done a brilliant job over in West Lafayette.
The best Big Ten record in the last 6 years, to back up what you're saying. Katie pleading his cause with Ed Hightower.
What's interesting, an official is not supposed to converse, according to the new bench decorum rule, with the coach.
I don't understand that rule. It hasn't been enforced all year long.
That's a joke. That rule is an absolute farce to basketball. The good officials have a way they can talk to a coach and still be in command.
That was the 7th team foul against Michigan, so they're now shooting the 1-and-1. The first one canned by Stevens. Stevens shooting 75% from the line.
Michigan might have the best individual in the backcourt in Gary Grant, but as a combination, this is the best backcourt in the Big Ten, maybe in the country, even though I rate Lavender and Chapman number 1.
There's Mills kind of funneled it over to his teammate Rice. 31-27. Michigan, 6 minutes to go in this first half. Double team on Grant, and it produces a turnover. Lewis breaking out to Jones. A little too long, but he comes up with it, overshoots it. Mitchell follows.
Not a good play by Lewis. He gave the ball up a little bit too late to Mr. Jones. Should have given it up a little bit earlier, but they did get the score.
That was a very fine follow by Mitchell, hustling down the floor. 2-point lead now for Michigan. Ramil Robinson trying to force it in, and Lewis commits the foul. Robinson's so strong, a sophomore. He likes to lean in. He likes to take it inside, and there's a good job of drawing the foul as Griffin now will come in for Michigan.
Gene Katie wanted the offensive foul called on Robinson. He thought he pushed off. The first time I heard about this kid was from 2 writers I really respect up in Boston by the name of Bob Ryan and also Charlie Pierce. They told me, Dick, wait till you see this kid. He's a man playing with boys on a high school level. Look at that great body. He can slam dunk with the best. He's a tremendous weightlifter. He looks like he can play linebacker for Michigan.
Got on the ways out of Cambridge, Massachusetts, Ridge and Latin High School, same high school as Ewing, and he was born in Kingston, Jamaica, adopted by a family in Cambridge at the age of 12, and certainly has made the transition to college sports and basketball in particular very effectively. 33-29. Now some pressure being set up by Michigan. Stevens, very tough to pressure this guy. He handles it so well.
Good job of reversing the ball against the trap. They are so well drilled. Gene Katie's one of the masters in execution.
Kind of get the feeling Purdue settled down a little bit now. They've gotten into the kind of game they want, and now we're going to have a foul on Griffin, setting a block on Everett Stevens. So Mike Griffin committing the foul.
Mike Griffin's getting a lot more playing time as we look at him right now, playing head-to-head defensively on Lewis. Here comes Lewis now off the screen. There goes Griffin. He runs him down.
You know, Purdue practices that every day, taking the charge.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday. We couldn't believe it. He had the players line up and just run a guy down. I only saw one guy did that down in Bloomington by the name of General Robert Montgomery Knight.
So they missed the opportunity at the free throw line. It's 33-29 with 5:15 to go in the first half.
Changed defensively, going to the matchup 2-3 zone. Came out of the man-to-man.
Robinson, tough pass. Mills down low, Rice.
What a pass by Terry Mills. Rice gets the score. He should run over and hug Terry Mills and say, thank you, Terry.
It all began with Robinson. 3 passes and 2 points. 6-point lead now for Michigan. Roy Lewis. Lewis not shooting well today. Mitchell tracks it down on the baseline. Here is Stevens. 3-pointer. That won't go. And Purdue, who's second in the Big Ten in field goal percentage, not shooting that well. Right.
Oh, what a play. Electricity, baby. What timing to Glenn Rice from out of Flint, Michigan.
I think Frieder's going to give him a rating above 6 after this one's over today. The crowd into this one. Mitchell kicks it out. Stevens. Tony Jones. Jones is not shooting well this year. Out it comes for Robinson.
He's got to center the ball.
Oh, pass.
Timeout, baby. Timeout. This is like the NBA. It's fantastic. I can't believe it. Wow. They're going to break the freedom meter. They're going to break the freedom meter.
8 points for Bott. What a first half. There's Stevens, almost fouled by Robinson. No whistle. Mitchell. I think the players stopped for a minute. They thought there was a foul.
They thought a foul was called, but that's the way to quiet the crowd.
I'm surprised Katie didn't get a timeout. Those 2 slam dunks like that.
I thought so, too. But really, when you look at Michigan's athletes, aren't they awesome?
There's something. And they've played this way now from time to time as well as anybody in college basketball. Remember the Iowa game. Remember Indiana against Bobby Knight's team. And there's a foul on Terry Mills.
Terry Mills with the foul coming over the back. That really makes even more impressive the win by Syracuse, blowing Michigan away in the second half at the Carrier Dome. Jimmy Boeheim's team is really playing well right now.
Mills with his second foul. You can see Todd Mitchell reaching over, grabbing his shorts. Purdue a little bit tired right now, possibly. The tempo, again, getting away from them a little bit on those 2 running slams by Michigan.
You and I were going wacky today trying to pick a top 5. I came out with Temple's got to be number 1. I believe they really deserve it. I think Oklahoma's got to be number 2. North Carolina number 3. Going into the game, I have Purdue number 4. And number 5, I'm keeping Arizona. They're still legitimate.
Can you believe 8 top 20 teams were beaten yesterday?
Yeah, I believe it. The word upset is history in college basketball.
39-31 Michigan. Just outside, 3 minutes left in the first half. Hughes almost threw it away, chased down by Bott, who's played a very strong game for Bill Frieder. Here's Grant, working on Stevens, tried to pass it into Rice, broken up, taken over by Todd Mitchell.
The one thing I like about Michigan, even though they turn the ball over, Gary, they're looking for each other, very unselfish.
There's some play by Stevens, doesn't go though, and it's going to be off of Michigan. Substitution, Kip Jones will come in for the Boilermakers. The old gold and black playing some catch-up basketball right now. The maize and blue of Michigan and Bill Frieder now enjoying an 8-point lead.
Robinson right now, his head is up, he has great vision of the court, he knows Glenn Rice is behind the defense, and look at the timing, great execution for the slam dunk by Glenn Rice. And we're going to take another look at another great play. Here he is right now, pushing the ball up the middle of the court. Now watch this right here. He runs the 45-degree angle, to the basket. There he is now with the cut, Bought with the tremendous execution, but credit that to the excellent floor play of Ramil him up. And Mr. Lewis said, but I have the key, Dick. Well, he hasn't been able to find out a keyhole yet thus far in the game.
Remember, Purdue won last year in Lafayette when Lewis had 39 points. 7 here a year ago.
Look at the field goal percentage for Michigan.
Here's Mitchell. That's that jumping ability, that basket. To see if it's going to count. It will, and he's fouled. Mitchell really hangs in the air.
Well, he has excellent hands and just a tremendous second effort by Mitchell. Pure strength. They lay a screen. Look at Schiffler lay that screen. Schiffler really got him free. But now look at this. He challenges the defense. He has excellent hands. He looks at it. He please go in.
So a chance for a three-point play. 2 of 2 from the line is Mitchell. Mitchell now with 11 points in the ballgame.
He's got a great body, doesn't he? Look at that physical strength on Todd Mitchell.
6'7", 215-pounder. 39-34, the Wolverines. 2:40 to go in this first half.
Has Ramil Robinson really improved from early this year?
Here he is, Robinson, being pressured by Troy Lewis. Baseline jumper, missing by Rice. Scheffler rips it down, and Hughes commits a foul.
Right now, Glenn Rice is a one-dimensional player in that he's thinking jump shot, jump shot, jump shot. He has to work a little bit more, Gary, on developing some driving moves for the basket.
Well, Bill Frieder says that Glenn Rice is kind of the quiet leader on this team. He just goes out there, the pure shooter he is, but he also has a great heart about him. I mean, he is such a competitor. That shot was ill-advised, though, as you mentioned.
Well, he came out of a high school, Flint Northwestern, that had just great success. They had a lineup that featured Jeff Grayer. They had the kid by the name of, they had Grayer, Andre Rison, the football player.
Who's playing now at Michigan State basketball,
he's playing
too.
some guard. and they had a kid by the name of Anthony Pendleton, who was heavily recruited, went to Southern Cal, and has been suspended from the team by George Raveling for some disciplinary reason.
Then you can add guys like Roy Marble and Terrence Green, who came out of Flint. Not the same high school, but still Flint, Michigan.
Well, per capita, they might produce more players than anyone. The city of Memphis also produces a lot of players.
39-35 Michigan, 2:20 left in the first half. Coming out now, extending their defense is Purdue. They're coming after him. Grant way out at center court, picked up by Stevens.
Stevens has those long arms.
Grant on the baseline, kicks it out to Hughes. There's Robinson.
Mitchell really working defensively, trying to keep the ball away from Rice.
Rice at 6'7", skip pass. Off of the corner comes to Robinson. Good ball movement, 9 seconds on the shot clock. But may have had that one partially blocked, I don't know, but it's off of Michigan. Wasn't a good-looking shot. He didn't have his hand in the right position. So Purdue with some good defense.
I thought the key defensively was the effort by Mitchell to keep the ball away from Glenn Rice.
But they were talking about using Tony Jones throughout this game on Rice, but he's giving away 4 inches.
He's an excellent athlete, Jones.
Lewis, he needs to buy one and gets it. He was 2 of 5 from the field before that shot.
Just a matter of time. He's excellent balance when he shoots the ball. He has great rotation and good follow-through.
Now the Wolverines advantage cut to 2. Baseline is Hughes, takes Kip Jones inside, dumps it off. Jumper, whoa, bad shot that time by Vaught. That's past his range a little bit.
The last 2 possessions, Michigan has not gotten the kind of shot they would like.
Purdue with a chance to tie. Baseline Mitchell, and we're all even.
He's an NBA player. Big, strong player for the small forward position. He has range as well, and a very tough competitor.
He has 13 points already in this game. So all of a sudden now Purdue's back in this thing. What a game we've got, huh?
This game is everything we predicted from the top for first place.
There's Rice. He is fouled as he takes it up. Glenn Rice at 6'7", hanging in the air, drawing the foul, and he'll go to the line. As Mills now will check in for Michigan, and Bott will check out. After that air ball, I think Bill Frieder thought Bott might be a little bit tired.
You know, it's really interesting. Bill Frieder's been recognized as a relentless recruiter. He will tell you that he went 0 for 4 when Glenn Rice was a senior in high school, trying to recruit Lowell Hamilton and also Melvin McCants, Roy Marble, and a kid by the name of Ricky Calloway down in Indiana. And then he had the late signee of Mr. Rice, and right now he would not trade Rice for any one of the 4.
Well, this guy leading the Big Ten in scoring and rebounding, a strong candidate for MVP in the Big Ten. That foul, by the way, was on Jones, his first. Rice connects on the free throw. This is a very good free throw shooting team. Rice shooting 79%, and Michigan is 3 of 3 from the line as Jones will come in now. Mitchell leads. What a game he's had, 13 points.
He's been solid all game long, Mitchell. It's hard to believe they had a high school team lining up with Pendleton, Grayer, and this kid right here, Rice. I mean, that is big-time basketball.
Pendleton suspended for a while at USC. The roll goes in, and here comes J.P. Oosterbaan, number 54, a 6'10 junior out of Kalamazoo. They'll get Mills out of it. They don't want to pick up another foul with 46 seconds left in the first half.
Right, they just want him to occupy some space. He's big and wide, J.P. Oosterbaan.
He had a dad who played at Michigan. There's some pressure now. Stevens breaks it with a nice pass across the line to Kip Jones.
That's the perfect pass against the trap. Reverse the ball and swing it up the sideline or to the postman. Look at the discipline of this team. So well drilled. Spreading the court. Going to use the clock.
That shot clock and game clock almost simultaneous right now. Maybe a half second different.
Stevens has made himself a real legitimate point guard.
Jones gives it off. Stevens, good defense by Robinson. And he's got the foul. He didn't want that with 6 seconds. That's a very bad foul.
Not really a heady play right there by Michigan.
Second foul on Ramil Robinson. That's some of that inexperience showing. As we mentioned, Mills is a Proposition 48 guy, as is Robinson, and they have come on so well. Let's go back and look at this reach-in foul.
Well, we're watching him play one-on-one defense right now. He goes between the legs. As soon as you stick that hand in, automatically they're going to blow the whistle.
And what hurt is that, of course, will send Purdue to the line instead of making them force a shot possibly as time winding down. At the line is Stevens, 1 of 3 thus far with 6 points.
Look for Purdue to immediately jump into some pressure so that they don't allow Michigan to run the ball up the court.
They get the roll. Purdue shooting 67% as a team.
As soon as that hand goes in, now it looks like he has a lot of ball right there. Excellent camera work, but the factor of sticking the hand in, once you stick that hand in, that whistle is going to be
Good
blown.
point, Dick. Purdue is shooting 211 more free throws than their opponents. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can, because of the way they execute offensively, always getting the ball inside.
Robinson to try to break the tie, and he does at the buzzer.
Well, he makes up for the foul, and he hits the little jump shot. If he does that on a regular basis.
All year long, Purdue's been shooting more free throws, 211 more coming into this game.
And there's a reason for that. As we look at all the numbers being posted right here, everything's basically very similar, except for the free throw line, which is highlighted with Purdue 10 for 14. And the reason for that, Gary, is very simply, they execute to their big horses along that baseline. They really do a great job of screening to get people free, and they're constantly looking to the interior. And when you're going to guys like Mitchell and McCants on the inside, and you have a driver like Everette Stevens, you're going to go to the line.
And they are thus far converting from that line. In that first half, you mentioned the inside. Mitchell and McCants between them had 24 points.
They were really powerful down inside because there was a moment on the floor where it looked like Michigan had the momentum and was ready to really increase their lead. But Purdue, with their experience, their tremendous coaching, were able to get the ball back inside.
As tough as these two teams are playing defensively, I think it's amazing the shooting statistics. Both shooting well from the field.
Well, because they're getting some easies off the offensive boards and in transition. Remember, this game is so big to Michigan. If they want to win the Big Ten, I believe you have to go undefeated at home because it's so difficult to win on the road. So this game becomes a must.
Of course, they already had that big win in Bloomington. Here is Grant taking it out to Vaught, who had 8 points the first half. Mitchell, the leading scorer for Purdue, and he's going to add 2 more.
Slam Jam Bam. His sister, by the way, is a reporter here on the ABC affiliate in the Detroit area and does an outstanding job. Charlotte Mitchell.
So Todd ties it up, 43 each. Rice backing in. Rice in the first half with 12 points, 5 of 9 for the field. Baseline, Ramil Robinson, that's his game inside, and he's fouled. He is so good penetrating on the baseline, so strong to get that ball up towards the basket. Gene Cady, his team down by 2 at half, now even at 43. The foul going on Melvin McCants. That's only his first personal foul.
I think it's so important. You and I were talking today as we look at Bill Frieder. When you look at your teams at this time of the season, 3 things you have to look at. Number 1, are we improving? Number 2, are we stagnant? Or number 3, are we really depreciating? And right now we look at Michigan. I believe they're getting better and better. And also you look at Syracuse and Kentucky, for example. I believe they're getting better and better. And watch out for the Sooners of Oklahoma. They will win the Big 8, even though Kansas State's in first place.
Well, he missed both free throws. Robinson not a good free throw shooter, so it remains even at 43.
Man-to-man defense.
Backdoor, Stevens.
No communication. Robinson gets bumped at the free throw line. A little bit frustrated on missing the free throws, and he really doesn't get over the top of the screen.
Stevens in double figures now with 10 points. The ball batted out of bounds off of Mitchell. It'll be Michigan's ball hitting the deck inside, but no whistle. It's Troy Lewis. That shows you how physical it is.
I can't emphasize enough how important it is defensively to communicate, especially against a team like Purdue that utilizes the back screen, the toughest screen in basketball to defend.
On the corner, Rice. They won't give him that inside. Kicks it out, and we're going to have a foul on Stevens on the back of Terry Mills. Mills pointing to the floor like there's a sticky substance there, and he'd like to have somebody come out with a towel and possibly dry it off. He came to an abrupt halt as an end result, had the man on his back. Stevens committing his second personal foul, and Rice will inbounds. 2 team fouls against Purdue. There they bring the towels out. Took a little while to get it done, but Terry Mills doing the job.
You know, you're talking about the Big Ten, and we're talking about winning at home. Look at the job now to Hoosiers. Mr. Knight's got them in rare form, and Jay Edwards is playing like a veteran, scoring big. He got that big win yesterday at Champaign. Edwards scored, I believe, 27.
Of course, they had that win against Purdue at home and beat Ohio State on the road. Here's Grant, baseline. Gary Grant.
He really executed a tremendous first step, excellent quickness in a triple threat position to get free for that little jump shot.
45 apiece, 18 and a half minutes to go in this game.
Watch the ball movement and a player movement.
Lewis just not able to hit in this game. Trying to rebound is Mills, and he did. He saved it to Vaught. Good effort by Terry Mills.
The one thing you have to do against Michigan, defensive transition, get back.
Grant tried a three-pointer. Lewis comes down with it. Lewis, breakaway pass to Mitchell. Mills is there. Mitchell changed the shot, and he got it.
Todd Mitchell playing like a star right now. He's doing it all. He's running the court, scoring along the baseline.
17 points. Purdue by 2. Robinson, that may be a charge. Let's see. No. It's going to be a blocking foul.
I think they got an offensive foul right there.
I do.
We take a look right now. There's the change of direction. He beats Steve Lewis.
A charge.
Here comes the defensive player rotating over. Mr. Mitchell, he's doing it all. He looks right at Ramil, and Ed Hightower with an excellent call. Good defensive play by Mitchell.
That is 3 now on Robinson. They're going to get him out of the ball game. Griffin will check in.
The same play again, Gary. The simple back screen. You must talk. Michigan getting carved to pieces in their half-court defense.
You got to give Katie a lot of credit. He saw that, put it in at halftime, and it's worked twice.
Well, he worked on that yesterday at practice right in front of us. You must talk, Gary. You must communicate.
49-45 in favor of the Boilermakers. Rice right over the outstretched arm of Mitchell.
That was a tough basket. He earned that deuce.
Lewis kicks it inside. Lean in by McCants. It's on the floor. Mills tries to come out of there. He does to Robinson. Purdue is back. Robinson forcing the issue and another blocking foul.
Robinson right there might have taken a little bit too much penetration rather than pull up and make the bounce pass to a cutter, but he did create the foul. Take a look at him right here. See, now he's going to go past the foul line because he's going to go right to the goal. Notice the trailer. All he had to do was kick the ball at number 52 for a slam dunk, but it's important for Mills in that position to yell, "I'm trailing on the left. I'm trailing on the left."
He may not hear him. It's so noisy.
I know I'm having a tough time hearing you, but I know you have no trouble hearing me because they can hear me downtown Detroit.
At the line is Robinson. He missed 2 free throws earlier. Now he gets the roll here.
I can't help it. I've just been born loud, obnoxious in every other way, Gary. But I'm not that bad a guy.
Yeah, you're not that obnoxious now.
Cheryl's winking at me, Cheryl Miller. She says, no, my guy Dick is okay.
You're a keeper. Robinson now with the second free throw. He can tie it up. He's missed 3 out of 4, but they reload as Mills comes up with the rebound.
They have to get Terry Mills into the offense a little more. He's too gifted offensively not to touch the ball inside.
Hughes in the ball game. Robinson will try it. Well, he couldn't hit the free throw, but he can hit the field goal.
He has improved his perimeter jump shot. He's looking at the basket, something he didn't do earlier this year.
Michigan by 1. Kip Jones, Indiana Jones, they call him, drives inside and reloads it and puts it in.
Well, no one blocked him out. One of the simplest rules defensively, you must block out.
Purdue by 1. What a game this is for the lead of the Big Ten.
And remember, in the Big Ten, you have a pure champ. There isn't a postseason tournament.
And they have that round robin. That will be off of Robinson. Purdue will have the ball. Griffin will come in. Robinson will sit down with 3 fouls.
I know Bobby Knight is anti the postseason tournament, but I believe the game is played for the fans, the players, the alumni, and I think a postseason tournament a la Dave Gavitt's in New York, the ACC and the Southeastern Conference would bring so much excitement to the Big Ten, plus a lot of dollars as well.
Tony Jones in the ball game, kicks it out to Lewis. Lewis going around the screen, blocked by Hughes. It'll be off of Hughes in Michigan. Lewis having to work awfully hard, Dick, to find any maneuvering room.
They're doing a good job defending him. Remember, he creates most of his shots by moving without the ball as opposed to the dribble move.
Might be pressing just a bit. He has his team now on top by 1, 51-50. Jones in the corner to Lewis. Jumping out on him was Gary Grant. He's swinging around. Mitchell, who's right.
Here he is right now. Now we're going to watch how he's going to come off. We're going to watch this right here now. And we're going to show you the back screen. Now, you take a look at number 52 and Mr. Jones. Right here is the back screen. Now, 52 should step out to communicate and to take away the drive by Stevens. Now they throw the lob. Mills does not step. See, Mills turns. He should be doing what we talk in coaching, hedging. Step out on the cutter.
Well, Stevens not in the ball game now because of 3 personal fouls. Both he and Robinson have 3. In this second half, Purdue with 4 team fouls. Michigan 1. That's reversed from the first half.
That really is a breakdown defensively. That should not happen, a simple basket like that from Stevens.
Gary Grant starts him out.
Mr. Grant from out of Canton, Ohio, almost went to Kentucky. Came very close, Gary, to going to Kentucky.
That's right. Joby Hall said that was a big disappointment when they didn't get him. 52-51. Out to Mitchell now. Here's Jones playing in place of Stevens, who's in foul trouble. Into McCants. Griffin tries to draw the charge. Three-point attempt, and now Lewis may be on track.
Two-man basketball. They enter the ball into the post.
Rice at the other end. Mitchell. Good defensive effort by Todd Mitchell. Crowd didn't like it. 54-52, Purdue. 15 minutes to go.
Purdue really lives off execution. Constantly getting good ball movement, screening.
Griffin reaches in. He commits the foul.
Right now, the tempo definitely favors Purdue the way they're executing. Michigan's running game has been negated. Bill Frieda wanted a foul call. He better watch out he doesn't get a technical.
He's talking and working Ed Hightower, the official. There he comes directly in front of us.
Well, see, Hightower should not be talking to him at all. According to the rule, Gary, he is violating the rule. He should not be communicating with the coach.
Well, they haven't enforced it all year long. 54-52 Purdue. Baseline. And nice job by Kip Jones. He got the roll.
He can score around the basket, but then we shouldn't have the rule if they're not going to enforce.
I agree. Michigan, 2 team fouls now. Backing in is Rice. He's had to work hard to shake loose. Hughes swings it around and away from the ball. We have a Percy foul on Kip Jones away from the ball.
I think Michigan's got to do a better job of locating Gary Mills inside. They have to get him a little bit more active because when he touches the ball inside, good things will happen. He's such an excellent passer.
Very aggressive player, Kip Jones. His second foul, 15 foul against Purdue. Jones had a brilliant game earlier this year against Wichita State. He scored 21 points. He'll come out of the ball game now. There he is, the 6'8 junior.
You know, you mentioned Wichita State. Eddie Fogler doing a solid job. Had that big win over Hersey, Hawkins, and Bradley.
Baseline Grant reverses it, and he's fouled. Well, they caught him napping on that one.
That should not happen. No way should a guy be able to cut to the basket, catch the ball that easily, especially when he's the number one option. Take a look right here. They have to be aware of number 25, Grant. There's no way he should be able to step into that seam and catch that ball. I can see the number 4 and 5 guy in a little sneaky move, but not Gary Grant.
That's McCant's third foul, so Purdue now has 2 guys with 3 fouls on him. 2 shots coming now for Gary Grant. Grant's an 82% free throw shooter. You know, look at his stats. He doesn't have a bad stat. Everything's good. Second in steals.
He'll have a greater stat when it comes to run to the bank after he gets drafted in the NBA, and most likely has a great chance to be taken in the lottery.
56-53 Purdue.
I know you want to be his agent. I saw you talking to him.
So he cans them both and cuts it to 2.
Here comes a little trap by Michigan. This is college basketball and why I love it, Gary.
Stevens back in with 3 fouls. He and McCants playing with 3. 3 for Ramil Robinson. Baseline Scheffler.
They didn't get around Scheffler. He's got the big, wide body. He's from the state of Michigan. They said, no, Mr. Scheffler, we don't need you here.
Well, Bo tried to recruit him for football. He's that good a football player. He's an outstanding tackle.
Well, he's too smart to want to play that sport.
And there is a foul on Todd Mitchell. Boy, they're calling a lot of pushing and shoving away from the ball, aren't they?
Well, they have to because there's really a mugging going on inside.
That's 3 now on Mitchell. So 3 of Gene Katie's players have 3 fouls each. So it's certainly reversed from the first half when Purdue only had 5 team fouls.
That can be big because we have a lot of time remaining. And when you look at the bench right now for Gene Katie, he doesn't have big people available. In fact, Ryan Birney, who made my all-airport team last year, looked good in the uniform and didn't get any PT. He can't play today because of some back spasms.
For those of the uninitiated, what's your all-airport team?
Well, those are guys that look great at the airport and never get any playing time. I have a kid by the name of George Bergen on it this year from out of Duke, who's really a excellent practice player. I'm going to announce that team in a short period of time. Not today, though.
Michigan right now doing a job at the line. They cut it again to 2. Mitchell against a full court pressure to Lewis. Grant is back. Lewis on the move.
Very tough to be able to pressure this team with the excellent backcourt of Stevens and Lewis. And they really do a fine job executing against the press.
Lewis coming on now. He has 11 points in this game. Grant in the corner has to kick it out to Griffin. There's Rice, too tall and broken up by Jones. Did you see Tony Jones get up? Down at the other end, broken up. It's off of Michigan.
Well, you talked about it earlier. Tony Jones, he's just a fantastic athlete. He was a wide receiver in football, a record breaker in track, and he's just learning how to play the game of college basketball.
Bott will come in. Terry Mills will check out. Baseline now. Lewis will inbounds at the 13:37 mark. 4-point lead for the Boilermakers.
I can't stress how big this game is when it's in your own living room and you're playing for the Big Ten lead.
There's Jones, and he is fouled by Hughes, who just checked in.
Michigan really needs this W.
Well, you figure Michigan has won 12 in a row, 56 of their last 61 games here in Chrysler Arena.
Well, the numbers for Bill Frieder are just awesome. He won 2 outright championships in 84, 85, and 85, 86 season.
2 shots coming for Jones. He's a very poor free throw shooter, shooting only 60%. His numbers from the field and from the line are not effective, but he's such a good athlete. The sophomore out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. He's majoring in aviation technology. He wants to be a commercial pilot someday. He flies out here. I'll say they can fly in the airway, too, in an airplane.
I can't spell aviation technology, never mind majoring it.
He gets the second one. Purdue 61, Michigan 56.
See, they're going to the matchup zone now. They came out of the man-to-man.
Hughes spins around to Rice. Grant being fronted inside, and a foul spotted by Bob Showalter on Tony Jones.
He fooled me right there, Gary. He was in a man-to-man defense, but it looked a little bit like a matchup, but it was man-to-man.
Tony Jones, first personal.
They are in the 1-1, so what a reversal from the first half when Purdue did not send Michigan to the line. They took only 4 free throws in the first half, and now they are staying close at the free throw line.
You know, this year's the year of the swing men. There's so many outstanding number 3 men in basketball. And Glenn Rice is starting to move to the head of the class. Right now, Sean Elliott would be number 1. And a kid down at Kansas State, Mitch Richmond, belongs up there, as well as Rice. Chivas and Dembo, to me, have not had great senior years.
Rice with a good rotation is now 5 of 5 from the free throw line. It's a 3-point game. Boy, the crowd getting back in. Here's Stevens on the move. He takes Griffin in and got it.
He just created that play on his own. Isolated in a one-on-one move, Everett Stevens with a strong drive to the hoop.
Well, a lot of people haven't heard about Stevens, but the NBA scouts know about him. Here's Rice on the baseline. Oh, that's his shot.
Glenn Rice, the making of a star. S-T-A-R with capital letters for Mr. Rice, leading the Big Ten in scoring and rebounding.
And the Frieder meter is going up the calibration scale right now. They're up and roaring. 63-60 Purdue. There's Griffin trying to draw a little charge from Stevens, who's playing with 3. Scheffler horses it and ripped down by Vaught, who's played a strong game. Well, this crowd right now is into it, aren't they?
They are really into it.
Here's Hughes at the other end, and he's fouled by Kip Jones. No, they're going to call it on Stevens, and that would be his 4th.
That really hurts. He's the one player I really believe is irreplaceable. They have to have Stevens to run their offense. There's the entry down to Hughes. Now we watch him against Scheffler and Jones, and there's Stevens.
Boy, that's a little tic-tac foul. That's a very, very costly foul for Purdue, as you mentioned. Stevens coming out. Mitchell comes in.
Can you believe that, Paul, on Stevens? I know I have only one eye, Gary, but even with one eye, I can see he really didn't make a lot of contact to deserve that foul.
Well, they've let a lot more than that get away with today. No foul. This time, though, Stevens sits down. We'll watch what happens now at the 12:27 mark without him in there. They have a 3-point lead when he leaves. Hughes missing.
You know, if you look at the components of Purdue, now watch Stevens. Now you tell me where he deserves, number 21, the 4th foul. I didn't see it.
Big Ten's known to let him play, but not in that case. 2-point game.
Yeah, officiating in the Big Ten does not match the quality of coaching and the quality of athletes.
You want me to amplify on that one? 63-61. Purdue by 2. Here's Mitchell, baseline, inside, and he's fouled. And the foul against Michigan. Boy, Mitchell continuing to relentlessly take it to the basket.
Look at Mitchell. There he is with his versatility. The defense rotates over. Hughes comes over to give some help. A little bit late, and they beat him up, and he goes to the line.
It's going to be Bott actually committing the foul. Hits his third, and Mitchell at the line.
He's out of Toledo, Ohio, and every time I hear Toledo, I think about Jimmy Jackson. Remember that name. Yep. Only a junior. He will be hunted down like you can't believe. He's one of America's premier young players, and Michigan, Ohio State will be in a war, but don't count out Kentucky or North Carolina.
Mitchell's hit every free throw he's attempted. He is 5 of 5 for the afternoon. Rice will come in. Bott will lead. No, wait a minute. Bott started off. Now they're going to get Hughes out of there. Bill Frieder having to recommunicate. Now Ramil Robinson comes into the ball game. He's playing with 3 fouls. 12 minutes exactly to go in this game.
This is one of the big possessions of the game. I believe Michigan needs a score here, or they can be in a little bit of trouble.
They're looking to their main guy, Rice. He gives it to Grant. Grant trying to rub off Jones. That's a tough shot. Rebound, Mills. And Mills turns what looked like a disastrous shot. And, oh, wait a minute, Rice is hurt. He fell backwards very awkwardly at center court and doubled his leg behind him. It was a very strange play. I just saw the tail end of it, but he hit very awkwardly, and that doesn't look good. I don't think anybody's around him, Dick. I think he tripped over his own feet and fell down.
I did not see the play. He looks in a lot of pain right there.
Oh, man, you talk about a swinging point in this Big Ten season. Here they are playing for the Big Ten leadership, the leading scorer and rebounder in the Big Ten, and this is an anxious moment for Bill Frieder, who now goes out to center circle.
Well, one thing they're trying to see is whether he has any flexibility, and he seems to have flexibility, which is really a good sign. There's Bill Frieder very upset.
I tell you, that's that ability to be in shape, the flexibility you mentioned, averting a very serious injury. Purdue by 2. We'll be back. A very anxious moment quieting the crowd here in Chrysler Arena.
You want anything?
How about a light?
Oh, Bob.
Could you make that a Bud Light?
If you want the great taste of Bud Light, ask for it.
Did you see? No. Did you?
No. Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
We're going to watch the play. Now, here comes Stevens. He's going to rotate down inside. Now, you tell me where you see the foul in here. Here's Stevens right here. Do you see any kind of contact on 55 by number 21? All right, there it comes. Now, you watch this. All the contact that they've been seeing all game long. Now, you watch it again. Number 21. This could be a pivotal play. It's his 4th foul. Now, watch 21. 55 has the hoop. I couldn't see any of that contact warranting a call for a 4th foul. And I like Ed Hightower as an official, and Bob Showalter has certainly been a veteran. But you look throughout the league, from top to bottom, the best officiating is in the ACC and the Big East. I believe that.
When Stevens went out, they had a 3-point lead. Purdue now with a 2-point lead. 11 and a half minutes to go. Scheffler kicks it out now to Todd Mitchell.
Michigan has changed defensively. They haven't went to the zone.
Jones will kick it out.
Out of a timeout, Michigan has gone to the zone now.
Playing, taking some time to diagnose just what you're talking about.
Playing the area of the floor.
There's Scheffler, left-hand shot. Not pretty, but effective.
Unorthodox, but he really has been effective lately. In fact, talking to their beat writers here, they tell me he's been a solid contributor off the bench.
His brother Tom played at Purdue, played the Portland Trail Blazers for a year, now over in France. He has 5 points in the ball game. And around by Terry Mills. Beautiful technique.
Somebody has to introduce themselves to Mr. Mills. He has to touch the ball a lot more offensively in their half-court game.
Purdue by 2, 10:43. Jones continues to play with Stevens on the bench.
There's the zone right now. It's very important to find Mr. Lewis because against the zone, he's an excellent stationary shooter.
Out it comes to Kip Jones. We understand that Glenn Rice will be able to continue in this game. 3-point attempt. There's Lewis.
That's exactly what I was trying to talk about, Gary. They have to be aware where he is on the floor because he'll spot up against the zone, catch the ball, face, and deliver the J.
Well, he's been a clutch performer for this Purdue team for 4 years. Baseline, on. He doesn't want the shot. Out to Ramil Robinson. Robinson backing out. Lewis cut off his pass to the basket. Now takes it in. That's his game. That ball will go. The basket will count, and he's fouled.
He loves the big game. He says, give me the spotlight, give me the big game, and I rise to the occasion. Ramil Robinson, great body control, super strong. Take a look at him right now. They clear the side. Look at the body control. He hangs, protects the ball. He is going to be a dandy one here. They have a kid sitting out. Well, not really sitting out. He's at junior college, a transfer. He told me most likely he will be here at Michigan. Michael Christian, who played for Bobby Cremins in Georgia Tech.
He's from Denver. Ramil Robinson putting it up. Rice has come back into the ball game. It's good to see Glenn running all right. He's okay.
You know, that's the 4th free throw that Ramil has missed, and it's very important that your perimeter people can convert on that free throw line because so many games are won late in the game.
Well, he's the 4th free throw shooter in that starting lineup for Michigan. Mitchell now bringing it back out. Cheryl Miller is with us right now. Cheryl, what was the diagnosis on Glenn Rice?
Well, Gary, it looked like Rice was backpedaling in the center court, and all of a sudden he just got tangled up with his feet and just landed awkwardly on his knee. It looked pretty serious for a while, but he got up okay.
Thank you, Cheryl. Here's Tony Jones. Mills with a rejection. Grant on the move.
Yes, there's the Secretary of Defense, Mr. Gary Grant. Outstanding two-way player, but that was created off the block shot.
1-point game, 9:12 to go.
Whenever you're blocking shots, that means you're playing aggressive defense.
Baseline, Lewis. Little kind of a jump, swinging hook, and Purdue up by 3 again.
He's got that feathery touch, good rotation.
Grant on the move, and a piece of the ball from Tony Jones. Jones with the foul. The basket will count.
Gary Grant with the big drive, a money player right now, playing like a big-time performer, a PTP. Mr. Katie, look at the look on his face. I don't like it. Take a look at little showtime right now. Between the legs, here's Rice with an excellent screen. He takes it right at Lewis. He sticks it up. He says, Troy, take a look at this, baby. I'll tell you what, if I had to pick my backcourt in the Big Ten, I have to go with Grant, Troy Lewis, up front with Dean Garrett, Todd Mitchell, and Glenn Rice. That would be my all Big Ten starting 5.
Kip Jones will leave after committing his 3rd foul. Scheffler comes in. By the way, your guy, Gary Grant, has 24 points, and Dick, that puts him over 2,000 points in his career.
He's had quite a career here, an illustrious career. The big rap on him by a lot of people as we look at him right now. Look at the screen by 41 Rice. Now here comes Lewis. He steps over a little bit too late, number 23.
Jones, you just can't go over the back and get away with that. 72 all, 8:47 to go. It's been this way all day long. What a battle this has been. It certainly has not been a disappointment.
In the house that Cassie built.
Here's McCants in. Mills with good defense and then with a rebound. Michigan now would like to take the lead. They had a 10-point lead at one time in the first half.
Gary picked up his dribble. That's a no-no for a guard. They put the ball in the hands of Ramil. I would go inside to Mills. Maybe I'm overdoing it with Mills, but I really think he's got to get the ball inside.
There's Mills again. He hit one earlier. Boy, you're calling him. Coached by Tal.
Well, you see that kind of talent. He's such a gifted athlete. He just has not really exerted himself to where he's been a very team-oriented player. He's got to get a little bit more aggressive and want the ball.
Inside, McCants, he hasn't scored in this half. He had 11 in the first half. Scheffler will try to horse it, and Mills rejected it. And we're going to have a foul on Mills. He was calling for the jump ball, the alternating hell ball, but nothing doing. It'll be a foul on Terry Mills.
Scheffler really working inside. This is the Big Ten at its best. Physical, contact. There's McCants. Here comes the rebound. Scheffler gets it. Now Mills trying to time it for the block, number 52. There he is from out of Romulus High School. He gets called for the foul.
He beat out Derek Coleman for Mr. Basketball in Michigan his senior year. That is his 3rd foul.
You know, you mentioned Derek Coleman. Ronnie Cycli and Coleman just dominated the Michigan front court up at the Carrier Dome. They played brilliantly. In fact, they had that big win yesterday over St. John's. And Jimmy Boeheim's team, I really believe, is putting it together now.
Scheffler, who's a good free throw shooter, didn't get that one to go.
You know, Gary, when you're playing aggressively defensively, and both these teams are, usually 4 things happen. Usually you have steals, block shots, deflections, and you take charges.
Scheffler with a lot of distraction behind that basket hits this one, and Purdue now has climbed within 1. 7:54 to go. Toughest been for Michigan. Seems like every game he's reached a new plateau, and today he's gone over 2,000 points in his career at Michigan.
He's been a starter from day one. Came out of high school, out of Canton-McKinley High School. Becomes only the 3rd Michigan player to score over 2,000 points. Mike McGee and Cazzie Russell. What a player he was in the mid-60s. In fact, this place was built because of him. Now we take a look at Terry Mills right here, flashing to the basketball. You're going to see him step right into the lane, catch the ball. Very poor job defensively right there by Purdue. They did not beat him to the ball. The rule defensively is ball, you, man. That was ball, man, you.
Purdue is over the limit. Michigan has committed 5 team fouls. Both teams have all timeouts remaining.
Coaching move right now by Gene Cady out of the timeout. He goes to the zone, 2-3 matchup. He did this against Illinois, and they won the ball game because Illinois just could not get a good shot against the matchup.
Grant from outside, can't do it. Mitchell with the rebound. Now it comes to Troy Lewis. Lewis starting to assert himself more and more in this game.
Well, the one thing the zone does, it makes you become perimeter-oriented. Illinois certainly didn't shoot well against, Indiana yesterday, but they didn't shoot well against Purdue when Purdue went to that zone also.
Stevens still on the bench with 4 fouls. Troy Lewis got it, and Ramil Robinson has committed his 4th foul. So Robinson with 4, Stevens with 4. Let's update the rest of them. Mitchell, Jones, and McCants have 3. Mills, Bott, and Robinson now with 4, as Mills and Bott have 3.
Troy Lewis is not a great athlete, Gary. And when we talk about great athletes, we're talking about lateral quickness. We're talking about quickness up and down the court. He catches the ball. He has great awareness. He's inside the three-point line. And
now we're saying it's on Mills. Is that right? Terry Mills committed the foul and not Ramil Robinson, who jumped down on that play. So that is a break for Michigan because it would have been the 4th foul on Robinson. But now Mills has 4 fouls. So reverse that. And there's a reach in by Rice. Michigan in some real foul trouble. Now over the limit. Both teams will be over the limit. That was the 7th team foul against Michigan. I got to admit, I did not see that foul on Mills. It looked like Robinson had jumped out, but Mills with 4 and Robinson with 3. Stevens playing with 4 personal fouls. And at the line will be Todd Mitchell.
Todd's had a solid game here, but they've negated him a little bit lately in the game. Early in the first half, I thought he was the key player along with McCants, especially when Michigan had that 10-point lead.
McCants has not scored in the second half. Had 11 points in the first half, and Mitchell cans it. Todd Mitchell with a strong game today. Total of 20 points, and he's hit all 6 of his free throws.
Peter's trying to do a great job getting these fans excited, but a lot of the old-time alumni, they want to sit back and watch a game like at the theater.
Rebound now as we have a 76-74 advantage for Purdue.
They stay in that zone. They're going to make them shoot that wing jump shot. Rice is the guy they have to be alerted to because he can't shoot it, number 41.
That'll stop the driving of Robinson. There is Rice again. Rebound cleared. You wonder if Rice has been a little affected by that hard fall he took at center court.
Michigan now is 0 for 2 against the zone. 2 setups by Purdue. It's 0 for 2 time right now by Michigan in attacking the zone.
6:42 to go in the game. Inside Scheffler, he got Hughes up in the air, and he got it through. And again, Scheffler, just kind of a blue-collar guy inside.
Well, he earned his playing time when he went over to New Zealand and Australia this summer. He started to demonstrate some ability to help the team. They lost a kid by the name of Arnold, who they thought would help them for academic reasons, and Scheffler now has become a very important player.
So Michigan uses their first timeout. 6:29 left in this game. Purdue by 4. Trying to break this 12-game winning streak at home of the Michigan Wolverines.
Mars Blackman here again. You know, nobody in the world could cover my main man, Michael Jordan. Nobody, nobody, nobody. Nobody. I'm telling you, it's impossible. 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 Impossible.
However, it's easy to cover Mars Blackman.
Introducing new Alka-Seltzer Plus Nighttime Cold Medicine.
It helps me go to sleep, which is difficult when you can't breathe.
Helped clear my nose right up. It really did.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Nighttime Cold Medicine. A new nighttime formula without alcohol helps put your cold to sleep fast.
It helped clear my sinuses through here where the pressure builds up so I can breathe and sleep better. A clear head and a good night's sleep.
New Alka-Seltzer Plus Nighttime Cold Medicine helps put your cold to sleep fast.
I don't know. What are you going to do? I don't know. I'd go to college.
Me too. 30 and 11 over the last 6 years. Also 19 and 5 on the road in games decided by 5 or less. That shows you that he's in complete control if the game is tight down the stretch.
Well, they're a mentally tough team. That's where it pays off. Here's Robinson. That zone is really giving Michigan fits. Grant gets it. That'll stop a zone, a three-pointer.
Well, he shoots it right over the top of the zone. The zone, one of the things it does, it forces perimeter shots. It establishes some fast break lanes for you, too, if you establish a zone.
Baseline, it goes to McCants, looking for his first points of the second half. Mills rips it down, and now Michigan can take the lead. Robinson will pull it out.
They have to show patience right now. You want to go into the gut of the zone. Right now, Mills becomes important in the gut of that zone.
They swing it around. They get Grant open. He doesn't get the roll. And coming down with it is Melvin McCants.
One of the best ways in attacking the zone is to get it into the 3-second area to your big player, especially when you have a player with the passing ability of Mills.
Amazing. Purdue has not committed a turnover in the second half. In it goes to Scheffler. Broken up off of Michigan. 5:23 to go. Purdue by 1.
You know, I was mentioning some of the advantages of the zone. Also, you minimize fouling out of the zone, and you can hide some defensive liabilities. And it conserves energy as we look at Bill Frieder. He's certainly not conserving his energy.
He's used one timeout. Purdue has all of theirs. 78-77 into Scheffler. Bodied out by Vaught. They kick it outside to Jones. Stevens remains on the bench with 4 fouls.
That's been an amazing story. They have not had a turnover yet this half.
And it goes, and
There's
Rice
the
at 6-7, and you just jinxed him.
I just jinxed him. That's their first turnover of the half. One of the greatest assets of Temple, who I believe is the #1 team in the country. John Chaney, discipline.
I'd like to see him play these two clubs. In the corner it goes to Grant, kicks it out to Vaught.
Going to go inside, trying to get it to Rice if he could seal off inside. Back screen to Grant. They missed him. He was wide open.
But he's going to try one anyway. That was a tough shot.
It was a little bit too late, but they did get him the ball off a back screen.
Grant with 29 points. He's had 3 30-point games this year, and now Jones looks like he's hobbled. Tony Jones, so Stevens will come in. And remember now, Everett Stevens, one of the tri-captains for the Boilermakers, will come in with 4 fouls. Also, Kip Jones will check back in.
Gene Cady was stressing yesterday at practice, making intelligent decisions down the stretch. He said something we did not do against the Hoosiers, Indiana, when we came back from our 21-point deficit. So many games, just like the special teams are in football, you must, with the special teams in basketball, make your free throws and execute all the little things when you get down to winning time.
4:21 left, Michigan by 1. Mitchell changed the shot. Great touch, spun the ball with a high arc and got it through the middle. He has 22 points.
He's been a PTPer today, a primetime performer. They're going to sit in that zone. They're going to make Michigan drill that perimeter shot.
80-79, they exchange the lead. Approaching 4 minutes to go. Grant takes him up in the air. Around the horn, Mills. Doesn't go. Rice tries to follow. And the rebound is cleared. We're going to have a foul on Michigan. It's going to be on Terry Mills. He tried to check that. It will be Hughes who committed the foul. And that will be the 4th on Mark Hughes.
You know what's really been outstanding thus far in the second half for Purdue? I can't remember a Michigan numbers game, 3-on-1, 2-on-1. As we watch them reverse the ball to Mills. He puts it up on the glass. He has a tendency to hang in a year just a little bit too long, and there's Hughes over the back. The only fast break I remember was the block shot and the conversion by Grant to go over the 2,000 mark.
Well, Cady made some nice adjustments. He got those 2 back doors to Stevens. He was down by 2 at half. Now leads by 1. McCants is 3 of 3 from the line. Is now 4 of 4, and that's his first point of the second half.
I'll say this for the Michigan crowd. They're much more enthusiastic than they've been in the past. They are really rallied to the cries of Bill Frieder about getting active and getting involved. The Frieder meter, as he calls it.
He's got to get them better in a 6 this time, right?
Yeah, McCants got to give him at least a 7. But he better be careful they don't start rating him as a coach with numbers. He doesn't want that to happen.
3-point lead for Purdue.
They'll say, hey, Dick, all they have to do is check out the record. It's one of the best ever here at Michigan.
Robinson's really affected by his zone, isn't he? It really cuts down some of his activity. There's Grant from outside. He's carrying him. He now has a three-pointer. That's 32 points for Gary Grant.
The trifecta by Grant. He has really rose to the occasion.
They don't have the score right. They didn't give him 3 on the scoreboard. Now they have. Now it's tied up 82 all. Bill Frieder was going crazy on the sideline. Shot, and McCants now starting to come on. That's 4 straight points for McCants.
Melvin McCants, good inside player, a power player. They sit in his zone.
Purdue by 2, 84-82. That last shot by Grant in the corner was a three-pointer. They didn't register it initially, but he got it up anyway. Boy, Gary Grant wants the ball, doesn't he?
One of the reasons he might be going a little zone also is because Stevens has 4.
Tough shot by Mills. Lewis with a rebound.
Starting to get the ball in the hands of Terry Mills. Coming close.
Lewis, baseline. They trap him on the baseline, gets it out. And now Gene Katie says, spread it out. Take some time off the clock.
They do an excellent job with their spacing. Watch their spacing offensively. We look at Gene Katie, once a football player, went to camp with the Pittsburgh Steelers, going to a little 4 corners. Dean Smith made this famous with a guy by the name of Phil Ford, who was unstoppable.
15 seconds on the shot clock, 2:26 on the game.
This could be the Big Ten championship in a way because Michigan must win at home.
Baseline, Lewis.
What execution. High percentage shot. They go down to their shooter, their #1 option. Gene Katie's team. Discipline with a capital D. Timeout, Michigan.
So Frieder will use his second timeout. 2:05 left to go in the game. That basket by Troy Lewis gives him 20. Steve Fisher along with Bill Frieder against this guy, Gene Katie. This is Big Ten basketball at its best, isn't it? 80. 2 timeouts remaining, trailing by 4, 86-82. The possession arrow, by the way, points towards Michigan should we have a held ball.
We talk about key possessions, Gary. I really believe right now this is the most important possession of the game. With them on a minus side 4, they have to come up with the big score here because remember this, Purdue is an excellent team, spreading the court, putting the ball in the hands of their shooters. Stevens and Lewis are fine free throw shooters, so this basket is big. I thought there was one other big possession when Michigan fell down by 4, and they got a big basket out of Terry Mills.
So Purdue trying to do it here in Chrysler Arena, and it's not easy because Bill Frieder's won 56 of his last 61 here in Chrysler Arena. And this sellout crowd finds their home team down by 4 with 2:05 to go.
Even though Grant has been able to hit a couple of jump shots against that zone matchup, I really believe it's affected the tempo a little bit against Michigan and taken away some of the ability of getting the ball in the hands, especially of Glenn Rice.
Robinson looking inside, kicks it off the side to Gary Grant. They don't have a lot of time. Grant fakes him up. Nice fake. A 2-point shot. Doesn't go. Rice.
What a tip-in. The same thing happened when they needed that other deuce. It was on an offensive rebound when I talked about a big possession. Big tip-in by Glenn Rice.
Cuts it to 2. They'll kick it out, and here comes Purdue, milking the clock again.
They're spreading the court, getting into an isolation, making it very difficult to double-team the ball because they spread the court.
They got their 4 free throw shooter out of there, Tony Jones.
Oh, so you don't want that to happen. You can double up on that.
Here is Lewis, kicks it off to McCants, brings it out, 15 seconds on the shot clock. You see the game clock on the lower right-hand portion of the screen.
Here's the 2 best guards in the Big Ten, Lewis and Grant.
Stevens puts it up with 4 seconds.
Oh, you talk about a big pressure basket. Everette Stevens with a big baseline clutch J.
And he's been on the bench a lot in the second half because of 4 fouls. He makes it a 4-point lead for the Boilermakers. Robinson almost traveled.
Walking violation.
And an off-balance shot. Lewis has it in Purdue now in great shape.
What about the walking violation? Did you see it?
Yep. Well, it didn't matter anyway. Purdue got the ball. And there's going to be a foul on Grant. It'll send McCants to the line with a 1-1.
It's amazing when you look at Gene Katie's record in close basketball games. The frustration on Bill Frieda right now. If he loses here, he's going to have to make it up by going to West Lafayette and hoping to get a W. And it's not going to be easy there, and it won't be easy over in Iowa, where they're going to be really ready for Bill Frieda after being up on him by 35 at halftime.
Well, and Indiana comes here next Saturday. 41 seconds to go. Purdue with the basketball at the free throw line and with a 4-point lead. Gene Katie. You can see the smile on his face.
You could fly to Paris free, or to London, or to the beautiful beaches of Hawaii, Mexico, the Caribbean, all free.
Timeout remaining. 41 seconds left in the game. Bill Frieda somehow hoping to pull this one out.
Tempo's been really a factor here in the second half. Defensive transition, number 2's been a major factor. And number 3, it's been execution by Purdue in key moments. I really believe those 3 factors. He has taken away the running game of Michigan. He has neutralized them in trying to go up and down the floor and getting the numbers their way.
Well, that's one sad Wolverine right now. You got to figure that Purdue got off to a 17-1 start. That was their best start since the John Wooden days when he was the All-American at Purdue.
Well, the greatest coach in the history of basketball, 10 national championships. He's Mr. College Basketball. Red Auerbach, certainly Mr. NBA.
McCants at the line with 14 points. He's 4 of 5 from the line. A 1-1.
Purdue, a very effective team at that free throw line. They go the yellow hankies.
And the rebound got away. I think it was touched by Michigan and was. It's Purdue.
Gene Katie would rather have the ball right now than that score by McCants.
Well, that's a missed opportunity. Griffin now will come in for Michigan.
Long rebound. It was a tough rebound to get, but you got to block out on that line. Fundamentals are so key to winning in the stretch time. Look at Gene Katie. Is he happy? You think he'd be on cloud 9 right now, on a road against one of the real dynamite teams in America. He has the +4 lead, and he looks like he's losing by 30.
Well, he's been sick all week, but he'll get a lot healthier after this. Steal by Mills. Now, wait a minute. It isn't over. 33 seconds. Purdue.
Still
by
plenty
4.
of time.
Rice, three-pointer. Look out.
Plenty of time. They're going to get a timeout. Get a timeout.
Michigan will use their last timeout.
Right now, Gary, they cannot allow Purdue to use a lot of time on that clock. They have to play very aggressive defensively. They certainly don't want the intentional foul, which means in college basketball today, 2 shots plus possession. But if you're going for the ball and you're attacking the ball, it would be a one-on-one. And I'm not a genius mathematically, but if a kid were to go to the line and make a one-on-one, still have a chance for the trifecta to get the tie and go overtime, and overtime should favor the home team.
Let's look now at the steal by Mills that produces the three-point play.
Well, here comes the defense right now. They lock up. They put a lot of pressure on the passer. Terry Mills with the excellent play defensively.
You know, they think they were so stunned that no one got out on Rice. See him? They just didn't convert back defensively.
And Rice knew where that three-point line was. He spotted up right to the three-point line, catches the ball. Here bodying up on Melvin McCants. See, Terry Mills has lost a lot of weight. When he gives it up, he's going to be a great player at Michigan. Just a matter of time when he gets all the confidence in the world. They push the ball up the floor, and there's Glenn Rice with the long-range jump shot.
23 points for Rice after that three-pointer. Michigan now, no timeouts remaining. Again, the possession arrow points to Michigan. 26 seconds left in the game.
Partner, the game has been exactly the way you and I were talking about today at our breakfast. It's been a real dazzle. I mean, I've really been impressed with the effort, the intensity, the emotion, the coaching. We're watching some outstanding athletes. And remember, in this conference, the champ of the conference is really a pure champ because it's a round robin, 18 games, and they don't have a postseason tournament.
Crucial inbounds play. Inbounding will be Tony Jones, who's checked in. He runs the baseline to Mitchell.
Well, they get an extra guard on the floor.
And Griffin reached in, commits the foul.
That's
the guy to foul because there's their poor free throw shooter.
Excellent foul by Mike Griffin, especially he didn't get called for an intentional foul. It's a one-on-one, and Jones, remember, as you mentioned, is like a 60% free throw shooter.
Substitution, Bont will check in. Kip Jones will check in. Griffin will leave. And surprisingly now, Troy Lewis is coming out of the ball game.
Well, he's going for defense right now.
So Katie making his moves. Jones is 1 of 3 today. He has 1 point.
He's really not that bad statistically, 67%. But certainly it's better having him on the line than a Troy Lewis or a Stevens.
Look at the background.
Look good there.
Oh,
it looks solid right there. If Jones comes over him, so that away, Tony.
He'll be big man on campus in Lafayette if he hits this one.
Oh, they're all standing up down in Lafayette right now. But remember now, Michigan still has the 3-point opportunity to tie the game.
He doesn't get it. Mills does. A 2-point lead for Purdue. You see the time now, 20 seconds.
I would get a timeout against a 5-on-5.
They don't have a timeout.
Oh, they're out of timeout.
Michigan is out of timeout.
Oh, they're out of timeouts.
So Rice, Mitchell on him, but doesn't get it. Who's got it? It's on the floor. 5 seconds. You see the time. Purdue's got it. We've got a foul with 3 seconds to go.
Gary, I have 1 timeout listed here, but you're positive no timeouts? Yeah,
That's
George
right.
Hilton, no timeouts for Michigan. That's why Bill Frieda could not get the timeout. See, a lot of coaches now have decided, as we look at Bill Frieda, rather than call the timeout, let them get a play in the flow of the game. However, in a 5-on-5 situation, I'd prefer the timeout, but remember, they don't have one. They got a good shot here. As Mills now working the offensive boards. Poor timing right there. Terry went up a little too anxious too quickly. Ball goes to the deck. Mills fighting for it, kicks it out, and Purdue comes up with it. Tony Jones. It goes back to the line.
Jones, 2 of 5. Bott had the shot he wanted. He just didn't lay it up with any technique. And Jones hits the free throw.
Well, it's academic if he converts this one.
90-87. Boy, Michigan really had the opportunity, didn't they?
They had the wrong score there. It is 90.
No, it is 90-87. The time is right. 3 seconds.
Purdue coming back to defend right now. Well, I don't know, unless they can create a 4-point play. Maybe Ed Stites can pull another one, move it out a little deeper, and give them 4 points for this
Ramil tries a 3-pointer. And Purdue has ended Michigan's 12-game home winning streak.
Well, I thought they did a fine job with execution, taking away Michigan's running game, and just made a lot of big plays. Gene Katie's numbers, look at them all slapping skin, jubilation. Look at Katie. I'll tell you have to love Gene Katie, and what a plus he's been for Purdue basketball.
So Gene Katie's team now takes over the lead in the Big Ten. They're 8-1 in the Big Ten. On the other hand, Michigan now goes to 7-2 as we've reached the halfway point of this Big Ten season. Purdue 91, Michigan 87.